And we're live. Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much welcome to Anfield Road TV. You can tell it's been a couple of days. I haven't done a video. I'm joined by two very special guests, Connor from the Kop Council and obviously Spider from Spider LFC. Obviously, the regulars on the channel. Reds, as I said, overall having a good day. It's a pre-match build-up show. Napoli versus Liverpool. I want to know your thoughts, most importantly, as well as the gents on the panel. Your pre-match starting 11 as well. Your thoughts going into this game. I know we all know Liverpool have not started in the best of footing this season in the Premier League, but it's our competition. We've got it's football heritage, as Jose likes to say it anyway, and it is. We are very much acclimatized to this competition. Obviously, we couldn't win it last year. We come very close, but this season's final is in Istanbul in the Atatürk Stadium as well. So we've been there before. We know how to win there as well. But gents, thank you very much for coming for jumping on. Connor, are you excited? Champions League football back, especially back at Anfield as well, and obviously off the back of a strong campaign in which we did have last season. Could have been better, but it was a strong one, wasn't
it? I'm excited for Champions League football. I'm excited for Liverpool's Champions League football. That's another question in itself. Not judging over the last couple of weeks. Look, I think we've all said our things about Liverpool the last couple of weeks and that, but in also saying that, like we said last season, Liverpool were a lot different in Europe compared to last season. I thought we were better in Europe than we was in the league.
Unbeaten in the group stage, mate. Unbeaten in the group stage. And that says everything about it.
Unbeaten really until Inter Milan at home, which again obviously didn't pave the way for anything. But again, you look at, obviously we want to do one better, of course, from last year. Obviously with losing in the final and so on. And of course, Klopp I think's already spoken about it, and I think we'll mention a little bit now about how he was bitter last year losing it, and you got to get used to these things. But it felt a lot different than it has in other years. But again, he said, of course, the parade massively helped, and so on. The bit, getting rid of that bitter feeling the next day after the Champions League final. But again, as Liverpool fans, we all hope that we can make that next step up and win the goddamn thing this time around. But again, it's not going to be easy. Napoli are a very good side, and of course, top of Serie A at the minute, I think, as well. So
yeah,
very, very tough.
Yeah, they were, mate. I was on a show with Dave yesterday. Shout out Dave LFC Chats as well. I think Atalanta won last night, I think it was. So obviously, I think they are second. Con, you spot on, mate. They were top on goal difference anyway. And I watched them last week, as you all know, chat. We sat there and watched Napoli versus Fiorentina away. And Christ, what a waste of 93 minutes of our lives. But obviously, Osimhen is a potential doubt. Obviously, the Nigerian striker. He's still 23, 24 years old. He's still got a lot of potential to show, and obviously come in for big money prior to his move. I think it was at Lille, wasn't he, Connor? Prior to his move at Napoli. Yeah. So he's a big representation. And just off camera there, we've just seen Chelsea get beat. Yes, the boys. Dynamo Zagreb. So, as I said, they've not started well in the league, and we've not started this Champions League campaign, Chelsea, on the best of footing. And that's something Liverpool want to avoid, Spider, isn't it, going into tomorrow's game, most importantly. And as Connor alluded to, our record going to their stadium is absolutely atrocious in reality. And obviously, shout out to this team and every Liverpool fan. Just look at this team. Look how far we've come under Jurgen Klopp and how far we will go under the guidance of Jurgen Klopp. Just look at that team, everyone.
Yeah.
LFC bingo. I bet you there's some people, that Liverpool fans out there, that don't even know half of these Liverpool players. We got Jovanovic, we got Martin Kelly, the Scouser, burst onto the scene very long time ago. And then it was very fortunate. Yeah, Ngog, the legend of Old Trafford. Well,
Jesus, Konchesky's
Konchesky.
Legend Paul Konchesky.
Yeah, me dad's up on the top left as well. So yeah, Mr. Baldy. No, it's Pepe Dana. Sorry, Mickey.
Is that Voldemort?
Yeah, there's a couple of Voldemorts in that team anyway. But yeah, Spider, what are your expectations going to this game? Obviously, as I said, and looking at that team, that was the last team give him credit. Under Roy Hodgson, he went to Naples and got the result, and hopefully that's something that this Liverpool side fully capable of. But in recent weeks, we've been wanting performances, and we just quite haven't had the performances.
Yeah, the intensity is not there, and you know, Jack, I keep saying I won't put it down. Everybody puts it down to not buying a midfielder, not doing this, not doing that, but it's not. We're the team that just played the most games in English football history the season before. We had a 3-week break before the next preseason. You know, we came in with injuries in our midfield. Yeah, we didn't buy, but we have got the class of midfielder in there when they are all fit. Now, I do see the need for an extra body in there. From the end of the season, I can see why they weren't going to buy somebody big right now, because they still had Thiago under contract. They still had.
We got Mello for that, mate, in Europe.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's exactly what Mello is for. You know, so he's there to do all of that kind of stuff. To come in and fill in the gaps. To you know, as Hendo's injury is there now, he's there for that. You know, so look. My thoughts on how we're going to do away at Naples, like the record speaks for itself, really. You know, we've done not too bad there, but we haven't had the greatest record there. But the last time we played Napoli, at that time, as you said, you alluded to, that's when Napoli were going through quite a change before. You know, they got their best 11 in the last 10 years.
Lavezzi. Back in the day, I remember when he come to Anfield as well. No, Gerrard scored in the reverse picture. I was at that game, and obviously Lavezzi, Cavani. Who's the other fella?
They have Higuain.
Higuain, as well. Higuain's been there.
Yeah.
And there was no Hamsik. Yeah, that forward three of Hamsik, Lavezzi, and Cavani. That was peak Napoli a couple of years ago, and obviously as Connor's alluded to. So, and even the legend in the background on my background there, Diego Maradona. What a player, man! He's very well respected. I think there's a trophy. Literally, as soon as the players come out of the tunnels, anyway, that you're greeted with a Maradona statue, mate. But he's spot on there, Spider, and shout out everyone's comments as well. You're absolute legends. Henry just saying hello to Eamon. Scouser, you lads are brave. Going alive when England women. Who gives a toss about England? I'll congratulate.
Why would they care? Why would Connor
care? Why would the Scouser care about England, mate? And you know yourself.
That's outside being Irish and Welsh, you know what I mean?
No, but you're spot on, lad. Bring the hate, bring the triggered people. Like, it's like, go ahead. But I've complimented England ladies, and quite rightly so. Well done. But we move on. Up the Reds. Up the Reds. Reds all day long. Yeah. Hopefully England get knocked out very quick, so Liverpool's players can come back earlier. And Trent doesn't play a game for Southgate because he's a fraud and he doesn't know how to manage a simple game of football. But shout out Henry. Do you think there might be some trouble in Napoli as well?
Guaranteed.
100%. Yeah, 100% there, Henry. And it's obviously an important issue and to talk about. And obviously this is off the back of LFC's help in terms of the quotes over the last couple of hours anyway. Information for supporters. On the bottom one there, supporters arriving in Naples prior to match day should remain in their hotels and drink and eat. You're strongly advised not to wear team colours when travelling as well, and then vice versa as well. And obviously going around Naples as well. I was speaking to the lads before to come on here. I went on a school trip to Naples and obviously over to Sicily and Palermo and that Naples. I travelled all around Sicily anyway for a school trip. Very long time ago, and even back then, obviously the history of Sicily, obviously with gangs and everything. So it's common knowledge when you do go to Napoli away or certain Italian cities as well. Like anyway, you've always got your bad places and your good places as well. But most importantly, that's any Reds travelling, look after yourselves, take precautions as well, and just stay together because obviously off the back of the horrible Champions League experience for a lot of my mates and a lot of people I know as well, and just Liverpool fans in general, it does happen, and it's really sad. And most importantly is the safety of all the Liverpool fans travelling over. And but yeah, look after yourselves, Reds as well. But anyway, yeah, it will be, and there will be travelling Merseyside police, as there always is with a lot of European games as well. So they're not going alone. There will be obviously Merseyside police presence with obviously the players, but obviously most importantly the fans as well. So Liverpool's police and obviously will be in the grounds and in and around the surrounding area as well. So they're not alone. But big up everyone in chat as well. We'll get to all your comments. As Eamon said there, Klopp got stuck into an Italian reporter for asking if he thought Naples was a dangerous city. Not happy as well.
That's stirring up trouble in its own right. Like Klopp sees what he's trying to do there. You know, he's trying to go to him out to say something really disgusting and stupid. And Klopp's not that stupid. He's not going to say anything about it. He's going to say it's a beautiful place. We can't wait to go visit there. And that's it.
Yeah, it's the reporters. We get it in England, mate, as well, don't we? Even after games as well, and you get like our reporters asking foreign clubs as well when they're coming over. It's vice versa for you get some fantastic journalists out there, and then you get the bottom of the barrel ones as well. And we know where those bottom of the barrel journos are from those media organisations anyway.
And they're genuinely not sports journals. Like sports journals, they really enjoy, covering the sports and stuff. It's a lot of these journals that don't have any placements, or they have like Sunday columns, or they have this and that, and then they do a little bit of sports on the side. They're the guys that cause most hassle. Those fellas.
Yeah. But big up chat as well. If you haven't already done so, could you please just takes 2 seconds, everyone, even if you're liking it or disliking it. If you're disliking it, drop a down thumb. If you go up the heads anyway. But like, share, and subscribe, everyone. And there's Doug saying there, let's all laugh at Chelsea anyway. Doug, what have we said, mate? Bloody hell, this cameraman's just zoomed in on Tuchel's face. Christ. But Doug, haven't you learned from the last couple of seasons? Wait until ours October 1st before you start laughing at other teams, fella. But we can at the points anyway. But what do you think of the... Yeah, don't get me started, Henry. I'll be here for another 2 hours. No one buy that fair kick because they're not going to put that money towards a midfielder or players in general to give Jurgen Klopp hardy. So, but yeah, everyone's caught the bait, haven't they? Whee! FSG, go ahead. Don't be started on that. That's another show for another night. But yeah, big up Mickey as well. 2-0, is it? Oh, what a shame. Rather fun, yeah. But yeah, chat. We'll go straight into obviously the starting 11. As we know, Thiago Alcantara has been featured in obviously the new training picks, which is fantastic to see. Spider, he's integral to every aspect in which Liverpool play. I think it's since he's been out injured, especially this season, it's been very paramount that we're apart from we've brought in Melo, but I've not seen a lot of them. But when you look at the analytical point of view in terms of his stats and everything, Melo, he's coming in. He's similar, and that's why Barcelona signed him from Gremio. Anyway, so are you excited?
I'm excited to see him if he does start. I don't know if it'll be too soon for Thiago, but if Thiago is fit, you'd put him in the team straight away. There's no question about that. He controls the midfield no matter what game he's in. So that's what we're missing for a long time. We seem to be chasing the game in the midfield of it with no control. It's just a lot of trying to get it out and get it forward as fast as possible, with no real thought process going into it, except for just kind of recovering, pass it forward. But there's not a lot of control where Thiago can shift it left, right, and and create that space for these guys that are running in front of him. So for me, for starting 11, obviously Ali. Trent needs a good game, doesn't he? He does need a good game in him, so I'd start him. But I think Ramsey, if Trent's form continues on the way it is, I can see Ramsey pushing him if he's back in, and that might buck up Trent. If he's back fit, I can, but I'd like to see Trent be under pressure. To be honest with you, I want to see him fighting for his position again. So that's when you get the best out of Trent. So anyway, Trent, Matip or Gomez. He might start Matip and just want to give him some match fitness.
I think the speed.
Yeah,
I'm putting in Matip and chat as well. Get your starting 11s in as well. I think you're over there, mate. if you were playing like say a Bayern or a team that probably will play a more higher tempo, watching that watch along last week, it's so slow, the Italian league. Christ.
Yeah, it is.
I think me nine could literally play DM with Pirlo back in the day. Like, you don't get pressed at all. Like you'd have about 20 years on the ball, but I'd go with Matip as well, mate.
Matip, yeah, because he'll saunter up the pitch himself, and he's almost like an extra midfielder when he goes up 5 or 6 times in a game. So yeah, and obviously Van Dijk and Robertson was dropped for Simicast, I think, with this game in mind, or just to give Robertson a rest. So I think he'll start again because he was swapped out for Simi, or Simi was swapped out for him the last day. Midfield, you got to go with Fab. I want Thiago at the start, and I don't know if he'll start with Elliott in a game like this. There's nearly a shout for Milner or Melo in there alongside him. So because you're going to need somebody who's strong on the ball. You're going to need control of that midfield early and dominate the game. And as much as I like Elliott in the league, which I just think maybe. It all depends, We do know that the Italian league is a bit slower, but they're also hard as nails and boys, and they'll go through Elliott fast.
What would you go with there, Con, as well? No, he's spot on this, but I'm just thinking. Connor's thinking, obviously with the midfields.
Do you know what? I might be. Obviously, this isn't going to happen, but I'd like it to happen. I'd like to see a pivot of Arthur Melo and Fabinho. I think Klopp spoke about it last week or 2 weeks ago, where he said, I'd like to play 2 in midfield, but I haven't got the forwards to do it. The first time he had the forwards to do it, we saw it against Everton in the second half. So I think, for me, he would potentially go that way. Because I think that, Harvey's played a lot of minutes, obviously, and obviously we'll speak about the forward line as well in a minute. But I think, obviously we've played the similar type of midfielders, in the first 5 or 6 games of the season so far. And I think potentially, with, of course, games coming thick and fast, and, of course, not many midfielders to choose from, I think maybe just taking one away from the situation and taking it away from the squad, I think is probably maybe best. As well, and like you said, Napoli aren't going to press you as much as what a Prem would. So for me, I'd go with the 2 of Arthur and Fabinho.
Interesting. And Chaff,
like a
4-2-3-1, yeah, it's interesting. We've got those options as well, boys and girls. Get your starting 11 in. So Spad, who's your midfield for these slap bang or midfield 2? Who do you go with?
But I'd like to see that pivot, as Connor said. I'd like to be able to see it change. I'd like to see Klopp put in some of his old style football into this, where if he needs to, it can be changed to a 5-man midfield when like quickly like that, just to kind of to shore up against the defense. So I would like to see Melo, Fabinho, and Thiago starting this. Whether it's too risky, it'll either be one of Thiago or Melo for Milner, maybe if he's going to give him a shout for that. But then you're going back to the 4-3-3 with that style. So I would, but I would like to see Melo get a shout. I think if there's a game you're going to start throwing, like he's played in the Italian league, he knows the Italian league. So
I don't think he played. Yeah, he's spot on there.
He probably knows Napoli well. But I would have him in there just to cover for Fabinho. Just give him both a bit of freedom, and Thiago will run that midfield if he's in there with the 2 of them.
Yeah, I go spot on there, boys. I'll go with Fabinho in the 6, and then play Thiago and Melo, as we've said already, and probably Chat have mentioned as well. And same to the adaptability, and obviously playing against the opposition. I know he hasn't this season, Melo. Juventus, he wasn't injured for Juventus prior to this season. He just wasn't getting a game under Allegri anyway, so it's not like he's been injured. But potential match sharpness, but given he's a professional footballer, he would have been training at home, or he would have been going to facilities to be ready. He wouldn't have been sat at home doing all what Orva's done on lockdown anyway, and eating back at a crisp and all that.
He's not really an Allegri type player, is he? He's a player that likes to hold on. He's a player that likes to hold on to the ball for a couple of seconds and then release it, or But he doesn't like that. He likes his midfielders passing it quickly and getting rid of it quickly, and there's not much control in the midfield with them. So that's why I was thinking Melo would be far more suited to a team like Liverpool than he would be to Juventus.
So we got the Celtic Real Madrid game on now as well, Chat. Let's flick through who's on now. So you've got Sevilla, Man City, and you've got Paris Saint-Germain versus Juventus. Yeah, I'm going to leave the Celtic Real Madrid game on.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Celtic Park will be absolutely bloody bouncing. But as Rob said here with his comments, keep on getting your comments in, everyone. If you've got any questions you want to ask the chat as well, I will pose it to them. Get your starting 11s in, and obviously we'll get to score predictions at the back end of the show. But Rob, to be fair, if going to an away game comes with a health warning, UEFA aren't doing their jobs correctly, it's unsafe to travel, you shouldn't be in the competition. That would deter any folks as well. 100%, mate. And it's you get it with all clubs, especially obviously every club has got your ultras, and especially we see in France as well, a lot of the Ligue 1 games do get postponed. It's almost like a common occurrence in France as well, and in certain other countries. But yeah, hopefully UEFA. But it's UEFA, everyone. We know the absolute sort of shambles of an organisation, but at the end of the day, they pay the wages of these certain Liverpool players as well. So we're happy to take the revenue, but I think all the clubs around Europe, off the back of last season's shocking scenes, it took until Real Madrid released a statement. UEFA didn't care about Liverpool until Real Madrid kicked off. Then they were like, we can't be upsetting the Perez and the boys anyway, Real. But yeah, big up everyone as well. Make sure how you doing, Brian? Thank you for tuning in, mate, as well. Obviously, Henry. Thiago 100% returns in trading. I must have heard that 100 times. It's three sides. Yeah, Rob. Hopefully we can keep him fit for a bigger period anyway. But if we had everyone fully fit, I think, I know we joke about Naby, but if he was fit, you'd be able to rotate Thiago and Naby and all these players. But at the end of the day, all of our midfielders are always injured half the time. It always feels like, Dunicon, that we've literally only got about 3 midfielders fit at one time, doesn't it?
It feels like we only got 2 at the minute.
Yeah,
not 3. Yeah, it's the fact now. Even I think some people mentioned in the chat as well. I think I can't quite know who put it in, but someone mentioned, of course, about is it strange that Thiago's flown instead of Carvalho and Curtis Jones? Problem is the 2 of them are injured.
Yeah, they got a dead leg, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's literally one. It's one comes in and 2 goes out. So that's how it works for Liverpool. Unfortunately,
the end of the season, got to be sacking that medical department, Christ, or whatever they're doing. Will they be wearing the fake kit? I'm not 100%, mate. Obviously, Fabian, thank you for dropping in, mate. I'm not 100%. Chat, if you know, I'm guessing red and obviously the home kit that Napoli plays. You can see from the Chucky Lozano behind me. That doesn't clash, but you never know with UEFA's policy in terms of the away kits and all that. But players, but yeah, it'd be an interesting game. But Henry, we don't care about England. We don't care. Sorry. Right, give me a comment, lad. Anyway, easy work for the line. Get this England talk out of my chat right now, chat. I'm going to start banning people if you mention England again. Sorry. Sorry. England. Well, even I'm saying it now. What are you done? Dave, how you doing, fella? All right, Dave, I'll drop you the link, mate, if you are free. Let us know anyway. But big up, Omer. Thank you very much for. Well, yeah, Connor. It's a great comment from Omer. In terms of Bobby Firmino, I think we seen in the last game when Nunes did start, wasn't Nunes' fault, but I think Firmino was playing in such good form that I would have started Firmino. But I could understand why Jurgen did start with Nunes. You don't pay all that money to bench a player. But for me, who would you go with? Would you agree with Omer in terms of your attacking line?
Well, if it's the 2 that in midfield, I think Bobby, when he come on against Everton, looked the best player for 10-15 minutes on the pitch. And again, what is it? 3 goals, 4 assists so far this season, or something like that. Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? And
not quite Haaland, no.
But yeah, no. But then to be fair, he still, Bobby Firmino does have the same goals and assists is Gabriel Jesus. So, take that as whatever you want. But, for me, I think he's been brilliant. And he's really stepped up the last couple of weeks when we've needed people to step up as well. But yeah, I think Bobby should start, to be fair. And as well, I don't think Luis Diaz starts in this game. Not saying he's been bad. I just think he needs rest. I think he's played every minute so far. And
would you go with Carvalho on the left then, Con? Or would you
I
have
go
him in 10?
Go Jota on the left.
Jota on the left. Yeah. Interesting.
So if it was a 4 up front, personally, it would be Firmino, Jota, Salah, and Nunez. I'd have up front.
Interesting. I made up. Jota's the key, boys, and girls and everyone in chat. We've massively missed Jota. Certain games when especially this start of this season, you're looking at and like there's a chance sprung in the box, and you're like, even the chances Nunez has been getting, not Nunez, Diaz on the edge of the box where he's cannon in the post, left, right, and centre. Even the shot against Fulham, top right stanchion at the goal as well, and you're like, great opportunities, but we all know that the quality in Jota in the 6-yard box, airily and obviously on the floor as well. So we'll get to everyone's comments as well in terms of starting 11. Mickey's gone with Elliott, Fabinho, and Firmino. Firmino in the midfield, interesting. Obviously, I think all of our heads went west, didn't he? Spider, because obviously Klopp did start. No, not start Firmino, but he did drop in Firmino for certain moments against in that Everton game, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was tinkering with a couple of positions.
I think he looks at Firmino as like if he wants to play Nunez and Firmino's having such a good season, like everybody was talking about Firmino being maybe sold before Mane was sold, or it could be Bobby that he's finished, all this and that. And I was like, nah, dude. I said, look, this dude has worked his arse off basically for the last few seasons for us. He was tired, but he looks sharp again. He looks back to Bobby at his best, and I'm delighted with that. But there's an opportunity, even when Conor was alluding to the 2-man pivot in the midfield, right? That there's an opportunity that's the time you'll see Bobby Firmino only playing in the midfield across the front three ahead of these lads that can interchange back to a diamond if they need to, and like so. That it's an opportunity to just have Nunez just playing off the 3 of them lads up front on his own. There's a chance, and then you would have Jota on the left, you would have Salah on the right, and Bobby sitting in behind, and then there's an opportunity to bring on Diaz later, rest him for this game, and bring him on later, just to give either Jota a rest or Nunez a rest or somebody will move Bob. No matter who can get a rest. I mean, Jota can play through the middle, Salah can play through the middle, Bobby can play through the middle, and Nunez can play through the middle. And you've got 4 people there that are up front alone that can play in that middle position. And you've got at least, and even Nunez can play out left if he needs to be played out left. Options. So that's what I'm saying. If you wanted to play a pivot of Fabinho and Melo in the middle, and there was just going to be those 2 sitting midfielders, then Bobby's probably your best shout to sit in front of them with 2 lads either side of him. But I mean, is Klopp going to revert back to a 4-2-3-1 for certain games? He could do, but we don't know. But for me, you'd nearly give Jota a run out because he needs to get game time in this game. So I would agree with Conor with that. Give him game time and bring on Diaz if you need to. Rest him, keep him fresh for Wolves at the weekend. And have Nunez and Salah there, because Nunez needs to start scoring a couple of goals, I think. And if he can link up well with Jota, then very good. But it's going to be hard to take Diaz out of the team, I think. But if he is and his aim is to get Jota fit, I think your best bet is to slot him in there and rest Diaz for this game. Perfect time.
Yeah, spot on there. And obviously, go to Henry's comments. Yard injured. Hopefully Curtis is all right, and that's what we don't want to be doing, as we mentioned with Thiago. We don't want to be getting these players back and then rushing them initially back, and they pick up the same injury or get another injury that's even worse. That's the worst case scenario. We spent the whole month moaning about our players not being fit, and it might be a game or 2 games short. I was being to you, Conor, before, weren't I? And Curtis was on the bench and he was ready to come on against Everton, wasn't he? But obviously Jurgen decided against it because he must have obviously tweaked something, or must have been a different tactical change from Jurgen in game.
Yeah, I think strange, isn't it? And Curtis Jones has had strange injuries over the last 12 months, a bit longer.
His
then
eye
that-
injury probably kept him out for a very long time last season. Because we never know with these players. Some of them do wear contact lenses, or you never know. They're meant to take them out when they're on the pitch anyway. But I think it was like a scratch on his eyeball or something. That was the injury for Curtis Jones last season.
Yeah, no. The thing is with Curtis Jones as well. You see the potential there when he does play, and it's a little bit frustrating with the injuries. Of course, not his fault, because injuries, you never know what can happen. But in these types of situations as well, in the Champions League and even in the Premier League as well, you need a player like Curtis Jones that can play in tight spaces, can find that one pass to get the ball through to Darwin or to Mo or someone like that, and you just hope that they're available. Of course, you hope it's nothing serious. It's like with I think Carvalho. I think he was a dead leg he had against Everton. So you hope that will just be this game, and then he'll be back then for Wolves on the weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead leg is a bad thing, man. Sore thing. You think it's something simple, but you're talking like a bruised muscle for like a week or so. It's horrible.
Imagine getting a dead leg. Imagine getting a dead leg off the Virgil van Dijk or something. Because that was a bad knock for Carvalho. It was like we've all played football at whatever level, even down the park with your mates and that. If you whack your knee on your mate's knee or an opposition player's knee, it's very painful. Gary's gone with his starting 11. Jack, get your starting 11s if you haven't already done so. He's gone with Alisson Becker and goal. Gomez, interesting, looks like he's playing right back. Matip, Van Dijk, Costas, Melo, Fabinho, Elliott, Salah, Nunez and Diaz. And Dave's gone. Fabinho, Milner, Elliott probably will be the three. Carvalho and Jones are out as spot on. Don't we have a poor record at that stadium in the last few years? Yeah, 100% Scouser. And I don't know if you just jumped in now, mate, but this is the last Liverpool team that won in that stadium. Like, Christ, that's going back a very long time. It's obviously when we did pick up points anyway. Keep on getting your comments in as well, everyone. The red kit, I would say Napoli blue kit, yeah, 100%. We don't care about England's one, let alone England's. 100% there, Mickey. I might have to pin that comment because people keep on actually putting the score in. Like, Henry, I'm going to be having words after this stream. Might have to block you on this stream. Only joking. All good. As well, Firmino can play in midfield. Interesting as well from three. Curtis got a knock in trading. Just seen the press conference. Should be back on Saturday. Happy days. Rob, why are we all assuming no one's going to get injured again when everyone's back? I'll tell you what, Rob, it's going to be our luck again, isn't it, mate? It's going to happen. As we said, and we joke about it, but Kirby facility is on a witch site.
Yeah.
Why did we move there? Even though, and there was a lot of injured players prior to Liverpool moving. When you look at like the German lads, is it Yasil? I think as soon as he signed, he got injured as well.
Yes,
remember the German youngster when we signed him years ago. He come with come from Bayer Leverkusen, and there's been a lot of bad injuries in that Kirby facility when you look down. So it's hopefully it does change very soon. Might have to go in there with a priest or something and do something. Try to get rid of this hoodoo in the training ground. Anyway, Henderson is out for 4 to 5 weeks. It's not too bad, is it, Mickey? And I think all of us were anticipating a lot more worse given Hendo's injury record, but that's quite positive. Were Cater and Ox both left? Yes, Brian, they were, and everyone was going mad on social media this week. But when you look at the games and the games that I'll be playing before before all these games would have been played in such a short period now. Obviously, literally not just Liverpool, but a lot of teams in Europe are playing, as we all know, every 3 to 4 days. So these group games will be getting done very soon. So I think the majority of the group stage games will be all done before the World Cup starts. So, and then you go straight into knockout football, don't you, Con? Is that right? Or chat, please elaborate on that. Yeah,
I think 5 out of the 6 is done before the World Cup.
Yeah, so it's not like those two were getting any opportunities anyway, because obviously a couple of Liverpool's youngsters as well fall under that bracket of being underage, so eligible in terms of obviously homegrown category. then you do get selected in that.
I think, you know, only for the sake of our injury worries and stuff coming up, I think it was probably the perfect time for Hendo to get a rest, even though, you know, he got injured. But I mean, only for the fact that we with nobody in the midfield, which we're going to be missing now. But yeah, Hendo was due a bit of a rest. You know, he was 100%. Tired, and hence why he's after getting the injury. But he was due a rest. But it's unfortunate we don't have anybody to cover for him really until we got in Mello.
Yeah, make sure you're smashing that like button as well. Spot on there, miss. Drop a like on the video as well if you are enjoying it. Make sure you head over to Spider's channel and obviously Connor's channel as well. The links are in the description. If some of the mods can please drop obviously Spider LFC and Connor's channel link in the comments, it'd be greatly appreciated, everyone. I think I've covered everything that we want to, really. We spoke about obviously the warning from Liverpool, Thiago, this absolute utter shambles. Christ. Imagine the Twitter spaces with this team. Imagine, fuck me. Like everyone, no comments.
If Twitter was around back then, John W. Henry probably wouldn't have bought the club.
And I always joke about it. Imagine if Twitter spaces were around, or Twitter in general, a half time against AC Milan.
Oh, bloody hell.
Just saying. Like, you would have started supporting Man City or something like at half time, and changing all the Abbeys to like Man City players and all that. And but yeah, just take a look at that. And when times do get tough, when Liverpool draw the game, but yeah, keep on flashing that up. There we go. Subliminal message. There we go. And look at our team that we've got now. Look at the team we got now.
I see a lot of people lately, man. There's a lot of people that I know as well, even in real life, and they're just commenting FSG out and everything that I see on Facebook. And I'm like, that's me mad. Just because we didn't expect to have all of these midfielders on at the same time, or gone at the same time, you know. So you know,
you can tell Ricky's in the chat.
Yeah, Ricky, you're getting panned tonight by the chat here. Go ahead, chat.
What's happening?
You can tell. Let Luke know on the channel. It probably wrestled the keyboard off Ricky as well. It's his cousin anyway. So, but yeah.
No, it's just this. You know, I just look. We were in dire straits when they took over. They made a couple of mistakes, but you know they've always stood up for it. But other than that, get Bruce Gravel out when they push that again. What did he do the last time? Did he take a piss?
Well, remember when he pissed on the goalpost? Brucey back in the day. We need Brucey to go and piss all over the training ground at this race. But yeah, don't get started on my Curtis Jones, lads. Ricky, behave, lads. Yeah, I'm gonna have to time it out for that comment. But yeah, no, Curtis Jones, he's 21. Christ. Yeah, it's Ginny getting stick. Now it's Curtis. It's either Hendo. Who else? Now Salah's getting stick now.
Yeah,
Salah.
I'm one of Curtis Jones's biggest. I'm hard on Jones in the last season or so in games. Because he just doesn't release the ball quick enough for me, and I just think it's just part of his game he needs to learn. But he's 19 years of age, and if you know he'll learn that. I remember like Trent was guilty of that a lot as well. In his early days for us, we wouldn't release the ball or look for the 1-2 back. He just tried to run the channel all the time. But Jones is the same. He likes having the ball at his feet, but sometimes he just needs to know when to give and go. And earlier. Yeah, I
think when people expect Curtis Jones to come into this squad and hit the ground running, the lad's 21. You still got a lot of time to develop. And everyone goes, oh, if he wasn't Scouse, he wouldn't get into the Liverpool team. He'd be gone. He'd be into the... It's like, mate, no. You don't establish yourself as one of the best youngsters in world football in an academy setup like Liverpool's. And that's 1-0 City, right to turn over. What a great goal. Haaland's going to get about 20 goals in this by tonight anyway. Yeah.
It is good, is it?
I hope to the Celtic Real Madrid game. There we go. But yeah, they've absolutely battered Sevilla. But yeah, give Curtis a bit of slack, people, as well. Injuries haven't helped anyway.
I think
otherwise I have to time it out.
I think Ricky's fully going after FSG tonight, going to the chat.
Hang on, we will miss Ricky. Have you had a bad day in work tonight, lad? People need to learn you can't win every game. Mickey, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the longest, as I said earlier on, it's the longest season in the history of any English team playing a game of football. No team has played like 63,
Oh!
69 games.
Sorry,
Obviously,
lad.
what's happening
Celtic was
there?
canning the bar against Real Madrid from
Well,
30 yards. That shades of Nakamura against who was it? Was it Real Madrid? Not Real Madrid. Was it Man United? Or was it Barcelona years ago? I remember being a kid watching that free kick. But yeah, Celtic Park is absolutely rocking. But chat, right, get your score predictions in before we end up blocking the 1892 Reds podcast. Before we get out, I don't know if you tell Luke or do you, lad? Spider and chat, get your score predictions in. I'm gonna go. Yeah, what did I go with? Did I go 4-0? I was on Jay's stream yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4-0 Liverpool. There we go.
Me? I
Connor,
go.
yeah, whoever.
I'm gonna say 3-1, depending on the midfield. We have 3-0 or 3-1.
Con.
2-0 Liverpool.
Oh,
Nice.
I just seen that post. Shit. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm a few seconds behind.
I think me and chat and just shit ourselves there, lad. But as Panos went with Dick, chat, get your score predictions in. Panos going with 2-1 to the Neds as well. Gary's gone with 4-1.
8-1, isn't he?
Gary.
No, he said 4-1.
I
was expecting Gary to go 8.
He's agreeing with me with the 4 goals. But Rob, don't say that.
Rob, did anybody ever call you a dope? No.
We love you, lad. But yeah, no, I'd agree. And you think about it, Rob and chat as well. We haven't been setting the whole world alight, but the players that we've got are capable. You've got no Koulibaly, as we know. He went to Chelsea. Didn't stop them from that tonight, did he? Koulibaly's gone. Mertens is gone, thank God, because he seemed to score every single time. Yeah. You've got no Allen, who absolutely terrorised us. Was it last season or the season before, Connor? When I think was it last
about like 3 years ago now.
2 years ago.
It was the season that we won the league. We last played Napoli. So
yeah, he terrorised our midfield 3 on his own. So we got no Allen, got no Insigne as well. The midget, he's in the MLS. He's whoever he's playing forward anyway. But we've got a couple of players, as we said, Osimhen, Politano, and Lozano, probably their key wide men to have a look at. I have rated Politano for a couple of years now. He's very underrated, especially in Serie A. So keep an eye on Politano. He plays predominantly on the right-hand side, but he likes to cut in from the right anyway with his left foot. So they're probably their key threats. Zielinski, I think it's a Polish lad anyway. It's been about what, Chas, every single season. If the Genos get tired, you just throw his name into the hat as well, linking him. It went for about 5-6 years where we were literally constantly linked with Zielinski.
That was the days, wasn't it?
Yeah. 100%. But Mickey's gone with a 1-0 to Liverpool. So yeah, we'll find out. And I'll tell you what, it'd be a massive confidence boost tomorrow, everyone, if we can go into this game with the right mindset as well. And Shakhtar are winning Leipzig 1-0. Bloody hell. So they've started this season poor as well. Probably Timo's missed an open goal, that's fair. We'll be sound tomorrow, Reds, as well. We'll start off quick, get a nice early goal, and we play like we can do. And if Nunes does start, as I spoke to Connor coming out of the game in the second leg against Benfica, and was like, oh my God, this Nunes fella's he's something special. Everyone watched that game, and for me, him and Haaland are going to absolutely cause absolute carnage this season. I think Nunes and obviously Benzema will be up there in terms of goals scored as well, quite rightly, because we all know his qualities. And obviously, I was going to say,
and Nunes Barcelona played easy in the Champions League as well, didn't he, last season?
Yeah, I think got like 7-8 goals in the Champions League last season, Mike, didn't he? So, but yeah, so we'll be sound. We'll be all good, Reds. Obviously, we'll be doing a live watch along tomorrow as well, so stay tuned. If you don't get your notification, chat, we're live at 7:30, so please do head over. Mickey, 1-0 to Liverpool. Wolves have the best defence so far. Mickey, we're not doing the Wolves score prediction yet, lad. Yeah, I think you're a whole week early. There you go. But we'll take the Wolves one as well. 2-1. Hopefully, Salah scores one of them. Yeah, that's what we're wanting anyway. that Milik isn't there now, is he? No, he's at Marseille now, Rob. He moved last window as well. So They've lost
God.
quite a lot of their players, and they've even got a player called Kim. Tonight it's not Kim Kardashian anyway. But I think he's a central defender anyway. He scored at the weekend this week anyway. So an emphatic win. I think it was a 2-1 win against Lazio as well. But Brian's gone with a 1-1. No Milik, he was sold. But as Scouser said, new era begins tomorrow, 4-0 Liverpool. That's the confidence, Scouser, as well, that we're all hoping. If you do look on social media or just in general anyway, like the talk, even pundits as well, that get paid thousands of pounds. I know Carragher crucified by other Manx today, saying, he was criticising Martinez after 2 games, but said you can't say nothing 4 games into the season. But yeah, he's shite anyway. Yeah, Martinez. He's poor. The butcher was. What is he, the butcher of packets of ham or something, mate? But yeah, just got the game, just got us back on track. But yeah, make to say keep Wolves at bay, but best defenses to play so far, 100%. But chat, as I said, so I've gone with 4-0. Connor, what's your score prediction?
2-0 Liverpool.
Spider?
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. But chat as well. And a massive thank you to everyone that does continue to support the channel as well. Obviously, the channel members, obviously Rob, John, obviously Doug, Hannah, Diego, and obviously Glasgow Reg chat as well. And for every single one of you that does continue to support all the content, as always, chat, the absolute legends will be live tomorrow for a live stream watch along. Hopefully, we'll see you then. And but quickly get the lads to shout out their content. Connor, shout out your channel, mate, and obviously you are live in the next 33 minutes, aren't you?
Thanks for reminding me. And live on my channel over on the Kop Council doing a Napoli preview. Of course, I'm going to be very intrigued whether or not if I can say the Napoli. Is it the Georgian winger? Like the signed this summer, that's going to be funny to pronounce. Looking at their team as well. But
go on, say it now, Connor.
No, I'm not saying it now. I'm saying it on my channel. You can keep it at that. I'm not saying it now. Begins with an M. Anyway. But yeah, if anyone wants to come and watch, then yeah, the Kop Council 9 o'clock preview over there.
Yeah, please do head over there, chat, as well. Really do appreciate your absolute bloody legends. And obviously, Spider, thanks for jumping on, mate. Me and you will be venturing into very unexpected waters in hopefully in a couple of weeks. Once I get me stuff sorted this week. Once I get all the dates and that.
Did we tell him the name or?
I don't know. Did we? Janfield. The channel's up anyway, isn't it?
The channel's there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like So
yeah. I think once it's sorted, we'll tell you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But
it's a good name. It's a throwback. It's a good name.
Yes. But Spider, are you streaming tonight?
I'm unfortunately streaming at the same time as Connor, or else I'd be on watching the thing. But I'm doing. We have FIFA Pro clubs tonight at 9 p.m. So
Spider, you better have a tab open. Get those.
Oh yeah, I was just sticking in the back. I stick it in the background. I just can't chat.
You better have the tablet as well, chat as well. Users are involved. So you better have different YouTube accounts on. So you got your computer there, your tablet there, your phone there. Yeah. Oh, Benzema just nearly broke the goal. It's all right. She just missed.
Ring up your nan and then get her to watch it too. She won't know what she's watching, but just tell her to watch it anyway.
Our nans wouldn't even have a Scooby Doo out to put it on the tablet. So answer the phone anyway.
By the time you explain it to her how to do it, the episode will be over and she'll be like,
"She's finished."
But yeah, big up to everyone's nan as well. Absolute legends and granddads as well. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Most importantly, chat, everyone. Absolute bloody legends, as I said. We will be live tomorrow at 7:30, so hopefully you do see you there as well. But big up Brian as well. You're very welcome, Henry. Thank you very much. Come on, computer work. And clean sheet is also do us nicely, 100%. Chat, big up everyone. Hazard on for Benzema. Yeah, I'm just watching that now. Brian looks like he's done as a similar player like a lot of these Liverpool players. I mean, it's not just going to be Liverpool, but looks like Karim Benzema. He's another player that's played a lot of minutes. And Hazard slimmed down, hasn't he? Christ. Remember when Hazard started playing? Yeah,
there's a fella that needs some game time. Yeah,
well, just type in Hazard last season. man had too much lockdown, too much of a lockdown belly, like all of us anyway.
He was that way with the same as every start of the season. He always looked overweight at the start of the season, and it took him a while to slim down. And then he has a worldie of a second half of the season. But the problem is you don't get that much time at Real Madrid to do that.
Yeah, Hazard's overrated. Right, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
he is. But nice on chat as well. But yeah, big up everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. Thank you, everyone. Absolute legends.